Dom, how you going?
Really good, mate. Really good. How about you?
Yeah, I am. I'm fired up for this chat. I really am.
Good. That makes two of us.
Yeah, well, I think this is the first time I've ever had you on just to chat. You know what I mean? Like the other times it's been to do a review or we watched the 97th yard at Biggs at the same time a couple of years ago. But this is our first one-on-one chat.
It is, yeah. We've had, as you say, a couple of good reviews and previews that we really enjoyed, particularly the last one with Ehor. So yeah, let's try and make this one as good as that, shall we?
So I reckon most people would think that you and I met just through the podcast somehow, but I actually remember it wasn't through the podcast. I was doing a hashtag search on Instagram for Backyard Ultra and I came across your profile and I liked a couple of your photos and then we haven't looked back.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's it, isn't it, really? I remember you sort of reaching out at the time and saying, I've just started this podcast. Do you want to give it a listen?
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I was like exactly as you said before about starting your podcast. The same thing. I was doing some searches on podcasts and could only find the odd episode, couldn't find anything dedicated to it. So
Mm.
yeah, when you started it up, it's great to have one place where you've got all this great content in one spot.
Yeah, well, I think this is about I'm edging towards episode 150 now, so
You've
that's
done
pretty.
well. Yeah. And some great merch as well. I'll give you a little plug.
Yeah.
Some great merch you've got as well.
Oh, mate, I love it. I'm so happy with it. I thought to myself, I'm not going to do any merch until the right idea pops in my head,
hmm
and it popped in my head. So,
Yeah. Well, as we sort of chatted a bit before, the neck fleeces I can highly recommend for anyone doing some cold weather running and hiking. They're brilliant. I used them. I used it at the weekend actually. It was yeah, really nice and warm.
didn't you
So yeah,
say
good stuff.
you fell asleep because you were so cozy in it?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of Christmas excess involved, I'm sure, but I had it on around my neck, and yeah, I fell asleep on the sofa with it on a couple of days ago. So yeah, maybe good for planes as well, you know.
Oh, yeah, it would be too. So before we get into the running stuff, Dom, I know you're a soccer fan, but you probably call it football over there.
Yeah.
Did you play any soccer when you were a kid?
Only at a very sort of like school and social level, like nothing particularly good. I could always run around a bit, but go in for the odd slide tackle, but that was about it with my abilities with football.
I know you're a big fan of following the sport, though, right?
Yes, yeah, I have done pretty much all my life. Yeah, we don't need to go into that though.
Oh, well, what about other sports? What other sports did you play?
Um, Basketball is another one I played a little bit. Um, but yeah, those were like the main two, really, just football and basketball. And
Mm.
dabbled a little bit with running when I was sort of about 14 or so, but nothing too crazy.
Uh,
So yeah, they were the main passions, really.
well, what about cricket?
Nah, I never really played cricket properly. No, I know it's a favorite of yours over there, but no, I could never really get into that.
Yeah, fair enough. So how did running enter the fray?
So that's actually my wife sort of did quite a bit of running, probably I'd say about 9 or so years ago. Um, and then I kind of got into it a little bit with her, sort of on quite a small scale. Um, and then it kind of escalated a little bit from doing some races with her to then hearing about things like Backyard and Barkley and things like that. And then you start doing these sort of races, start meeting people, and things tend to snowball a little bit into you taking part in them.
Yeah, so I know you love the Barkley marathons. Like, did you just discover it on YouTube one day or?
No, funnily enough, actually, it was my brother and my sister-in-law. They're not much of a like, they don't really run. They basically said, "Oh, there's this really cool Netflix documentary I think you would like because you're a runner." And this must have been about I don't know 6 or 7 years ago. And we watched it and I was like, "Oh my God, what is this? This is mad. Who's this character? This is amazing. I need to go there. I need to do this." I was fully in and addicted right away.
Yeah. Yeah, well, is that what got you interested in like running ultras?
yeah, I think that was definitely what planted the seed. I as far as I recall, I didn't really have any interest in ultras or anything then. I remember early on in my running, I was one of those that was like, that's it, a marathon is it. A marathon's the most you could possibly do. I
Yeah,
didn't have any awareness of anything else until watching something like that when you think, oh my God. And then you sort of Google it, you find out more stuff about Laz, and then you see about the backyard and you find out there's a whole other world out there.
yeah. So, I mean, I use DUV to do most of my research, and according to DUV, your first ultra was actually a backyard ultra.
So there's my second ultra. Actually, yeah. There's some kind of low key races near where I live. They're called like zigzag running. They're 6 hour timed events. So they're
Ah,
typically sort of like a 3.5 mile course, and just do as many loops, continuous or stopping as you like in the 6 hours.
yeah.
So basically, like myself and some friends would do in Suffolk backyard was due to be our first ultra. But we signed up to one of these 6 hour races a couple of weeks before, basically just to give us a little bit of a practice run of going into a backyard, having run more than a marathon, really.
Mm. And that first backyard was Suffolk in 21, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes, yeah. It's
Yeah.
quite an iconic one.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one where John Stocker went for 81 yards.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a new world record there in that one. And it was
Yeah,
just Matt and John, I think from our 36, just the two of them through to 81.
yeah. And
So you
did you
can't
know?
not be hooked. Can't
Yeah.
not be hooked on the format after that.
Yeah, so did you know did you know these guys before the race, or was this the first time you'd ever heard of people like John Stocker, Matthew Blackburn, and all those guys?
Yeah, so I hadn't heard of them before the race. No, there's one of my friends I did it with, and there was a couple of other people I recognised the names of, but yeah, I didn't know them before. I don't think I spoke to John too much during the race. There was the odd conversation with Matt, and then so Andy Day, the guy who ended up coming third. I remember, but after my race was finished, and I remember going home, sort of showering, resting, getting some sleep, and then going back to sort of watch them on the Monday.
Mm,
Was it? No, it'd have been on the Tuesday actually. Just
yeah,
sort of admiring what was going on.
yeah, that would have been epic. Because when I ran my first one, I mean, I couldn't believe that the winner went for 41 yards, and yeah, my mind was blown then. But these guys went for 81.
Yeah, so to witness it as well was kind of crazy. I knew, well, actually, I can't remember what the record was at the time. It might have been Carol Saab, I think.
Mm,
But I remember from one of the first couple of backyards at Biggs, or paid attention to. I think Maggie won it with about 60 odd. So I knew it was capable to go for nearly 3 days, but to break through into the 80s was crazy.
yeah, and you did 20 yards, right?
Yeah, 20. I think I timed out on 21. Yeah.
That's pretty good for a first one, especially like your first like ultra kind of.
Yeah, no, I was very happy with it. It's looking back at it now, you think, oh, it's so close to 24, but for the first one, it's such a grind to even get that far.
Yeah.
Apologies if you can hear my dog in the background.
Okay. So I mean, you stuck around and watched the ending of it. Like, how did you enjoy like the first 20 hours while you're actually running?
Yeah, I loved it. So to be involved in something like that and to obviously be kind of new to it, it was great just seeing how it works, seeing different people's strategies in terms of pacing and chatting to different people on loops. It was really, really enjoyable experience.
Yeah. The so I see you ran a few more till till you broke 24 for the first time in 23. Like I've got you run Suffolk again and Ode to Laz in the US. So was breaking
Yeah.
24 like on your mind in those races yet?
Yeah, so well, the first one it wasn't as such. Obviously, I'd have liked to have done, but it wasn't sort of the main goal. It was just to experience it. But yeah, so then after it was a case of I want to try and break that 24. I think one of them I did at Suffolk before I got quite a bad stomach bug, so I think I only did 11 on that one,
Hmm,
where I basically couldn't keep any nutrition down for about eight. I think since yard three or something like that, I couldn't keep anything down.
right.
Um, and then Ode to Laz was really just about having fun, but also thinking, right, let's try and do 24. But yeah,
It's
that one I think I timed out, I think on 16.
Yeah.
because I thought I had shin splints, which then turned out to be a stress fracture of my shin.
Ooh.
My ankle and shin area was twice the size the morning after the race. I just literally couldn't go anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah, not
Yeah, I
nice.
remember that one sounded hard because it was hot and humid.
Yeah, it's really hot. So that was definitely the hottest race I've done. And as you say, really, really humid. Really nice course. Love the race, love the people, love the race director, the organisation, and everything. But yeah, if you're not used to it, it's very, very hot and humid there in
Mm.
July in Michigan.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it looks like there are a few results missing from DUV. I don't know how often you look at your DUV profile, but I look at mine all the time.
I
So,
don't, but I'll pull it up now.
so yeah, I think there are a few results missing. So, are there any notable races worth mentioning that aren't on DUV?
So I think most of the backyards should be there. Like the Suffolk backyards would be there. Rasselbock, I assume, would be there as well because I've done the
Yeah,
Rasselbock backyard 3 times.
yeah.
But since like everybody's done in March, so everyone that Eric's done in March, I've done.
Rasselbock was where you broke 24 for the first time, right?
Yeah, yes. So that one was where I was really that was where I was really dialed in and focused. And I think almost every loop I was doing between sort of 44, 48 minutes, which was a new strategy I tried at the time, and everything sort of went well for that one.
Mm. And Alex Sweet was there too.
Yeah, that's where I met Alex. Yeah, I think we both changed into our cheat shoes of putting on some alpha flies around about the same time. So we had a good little chat about that.
Yeah. Um, so I mean, you've definitely had your biggest and best backyard ultra year in 2025.
Yeah.
How many did you do? Was it three?
5 this year.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there are
Yeah.
three on DUV and two not. Maybe that's why. But yeah,
Okay, yeah. So yeah, there's been Suffolk and Rasselbock this year, and then Gosfield, the Highlander, and then the Loop Till You Drop.
and did you break 24 in them all?
I did, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was really, really happy with that. It was
Yeah.
kind of a goal. Like I didn't at the start of the year, I didn't sign up to do 5. I kind of signed up as the year went on. But yeah, to be able to do 24 hours plus in all of them,
Mm.
was really happy with. Show a bit of consistency.
Yeah, that means you did well over 100 yards combined for the year as well.
Yep.
Easily.
Yes, yeah, it would have been. I don't actually know how many. Probably still not as many as what Phil did winning bigs, but probably not far off, maybe.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, that I remember the one you did at Suffolk where you did 24.
Mhm.
I remember in the week leading into it, you seemed pretty keen to run a big race, but not everything went to plan.
No, no, it was not a great week of planning and prep really. I had to go away for work and yeah, didn't have ideal sort of preparation and sleep leading into it. So and I kind of paid for it really going into the race. I should have rested a bit more.
Hmm. So was it a case of like not enough sleep, too much carb loading?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We've spoken, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, it was basically. Yeah, I should have just slept more. Shouldn't have drunk as much alcohol during that week.
Yeah.
But I paid for it, so
I
it's one
guess,
of those. I did know there's some other races coming up as well, which I think is a dangerous thing in this sport. Like you kind of almost want to have one to focus on.
yeah.
If you know you've got another one in a couple of months or whatever, it's easy to take an easy way out, then, isn't it?
So what you did the week leading into the race was actually what you should have done in the week after the race.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been better. But it's difficult trying to fit this stuff in sometimes, isn't it? Around like
Yeah.
work and life and things. And yeah, it's not like you can't really say no, I can't go away for work for 3 days because I've got a race at the weekend. It doesn't really work like that,
Mm.
unfortunately.
So, I mean, did that race at Suffolk though, did it spark something in you? Because you've been on fire in all your backyards since that one.
Yeah, it kind of did actually, because as much as I kind of did struggle through it, I was ready to quit quite early on because of I just wasn't feeling it. And then I was doing some loops, like my wife did it as well. And I think she got to 12 and she stopped, and I was fully ready to just stop with her because I said, look, I don't need to do any more than that. It's fine. And she was very sort of firm with me, and completely right, saying you'll regret it if you stop now. So just carry on. At least try and give it your all for what you can do. And I kind of said, okay, right, let's just use this as a bit of a training exercise to grind it out to 24, which is yeah, exactly what I did.
Yeah, that's unreal. Um, so is there a particular runner that you look up to and model your own backyard ultra style on a little bit?
I wouldn't say any one particular, no. But I do like to try and take lots of different bits from different people.
Yeah,
So like when I first started getting into it, there's um a runner who's done bigs and she's won Ode to Lads before called Sarah Moore. Like so she was initially like a very good source of information for me and sort of motivation to sort of push myself and do as much as I can. And then obviously you've got people like Courtney who are completely smashing it in the sort of early years of me getting into it, and then seeing the likes of John Stocker and Matt Blackburn particularly. Um, yeah, so kind of lots of different people from different races I've done really.
yeah. Have you heard if John Stocker's on the comeback trail?
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't spoken to him for a little while, but I
Mm,
certainly hope he is because he's, he's obviously done 81 before.
yeah,
Um, and with Stat Champs coming up, it would be great to have somebody like him on the team.
yeah, for sure. So I love how over there you've got that Four Nations thing. Like I would
Yeah, it's quite
love,
good fun.
yeah, I'd love it if there was something like that here. So, um, what was that like? Like making your nation's team?
That was another great experience and another different one in that having a team aspect to a backyard I haven't really ever experienced before. So having sort of 10 runners from each nation, um, sort of like a little play on what the Sat Champs are. As much as I'd love to, I'm a realist, knowing that I'm probably never going to make the Sat Champs teams. So to do something like that, it was good to have like a little taste of it and have sort of a the team aspect and having there was 10 of us that were all quite close. We had like video calls before the race and we had a WhatsApp group set up, which actually still now is pretty active, even sort of 5 months after the race. So yeah, that was a great fun experience.
Yeah, it looked like Lizzie Gatherer was an awesome team captain.
Yeah, she was kind of. She said she wasn't the captain, but she definitely was kind of like self-appointed captain. But she was driving everything in terms of like the kit and the communication and stuff. So yeah, she was really key to making us all kind of gel together there.
Yeah, cool. And how many yards did you do in that? Was for Team England, right?
Yes, yeah, that's for Team England. So 27, I think, 27, 28,
Yeah,
somewhere around that mark. Yeah, that was a tough one. It was good and enjoyable. Like mentally, it was very good. Really, really nice course. Very picturesque. But yeah, it did take its toll mentally. I think it was about 13,000 feet of climbing across what I did. So 27, 28 yards. So I think
yeah,
it's just shy of 500 feet a loop.
yeah. Um, what? So you've done five. What are the figures you got for each one?
Oh, you've put me on the spot now.
24.
So 24 was Suffolk.
Yep.
Rasselbock in March, I believe, was 29.
Right.
And then we've got Highlander was about 27, 28. Gosfield I did as well in August, which would have been, I think that was 27 or 28 as well.
Yeah.
And then the loop till you drop was my PB one of 32.
Yeah. Awesome. Yep. So it really seems like, I mean, it seems to me, Don, like you've made the transition from consistent 24-hour performer to the next level, which is a consistent 30 plus performer.
Yeah, so I've had a couple now that have been 30, but only one of them's actually been in the 30s this year. But I had
Yeah. But it was
Gosfield last year was 31, and then I got another 30 at Suffolk the year before that, I think.
but this was a PB and you were last one standing. So it's a big
Yeah,
one. It's a big one.
yeah, yeah. It was. I was so glad that we got that one extra loop in for a PB, and getting that solo loop of 32 in. Um,
Hmm.
and it's just typical as well. That's the best I've ever felt at that stage, which a lot of it's probably adrenaline as well. But physically, I did feel really good, and I did feel like I could have gone on a lot longer there. You never know what could happen, obviously, but I was fully tuned in to be going into that second night, and I thought honestly it would go on quite a lot longer than it did.
Mm. So, I mean, because I spoke to you in the days leading into it, and you sounded pretty confident. So, I've never heard you speak in that confident manner before a race before. So, where did that confidence come from?
So for that one, the training was actually pretty good leading up to it. But then I think in about the 2 weeks or so before the race, I was ill, so I couldn't really do much running. I just had a couple of really slow runs, and then it started to clear up on I think on like the Thursday or so before the race. So while it's not ideal preparation, it kind of forced me into resting. And then fortunately, about 48 hours before the race, I started to feel better again. So strangely enough, I think that actually kind of helped. And then at the time, I kind of had confidence that I was actually very well rested. And I think mentally, because I knew it was going to be my last backyard for a while, I was sort of fully tuned in, and I didn't have that excuse set of, oh, I've got another one in a few months, so
Mm.
I can sack this one off if it gets too hard. Like I didn't have that. I was fully dialed in to just leave it all out there,
Yeah,
which I think massively helped.
yeah. Well, I mean, I've noticed that you do a lot of high rocks. Has
Yeah,
high rocks helped with your run?
I think so. Yeah, so I do the training. We've got a local gym, like the Neil Marsh gym around here in Cambridge, and so that again, that's something else my wife started going to, and there was a few other people I knew there doing it. So sort of went along to do some of the training with her and done a couple of the mixed doubles competitions, basically just as a bit of cross training, which has definitely helped level me up from a strength point of view over the last few years.
Yeah, it's got to help. It's got to help.
I think so. I mean, it is tough. Don't get me wrong. Some of them, there are some particularly you'll go in and there'll be a certain like teacher there, like particularly one called Rachel. Anytime she's there, I've gone, oh no, because I know I'm going to be feeling my abs for the next week after one of those. But
Yeah,
it's good fun, and you can certainly feel it.
yeah. Um, so, what would be your biggest sporting dream between these two things?
Oh,
Being High Rocks world champions with your wife,
okay.
or or back or backyard ultra world champion?
No, backyard ultra world champ, no doubt.
Like,
Because yeah, I mean, you nearly threw the curveball in with the wife because
right? Yeah,
but ultimately, I mean, I enjoy the training of high rocks, but I'm not all about the competitions and stuff. Really, it's not one for me. And backyard, yeah,
yeah,
backyard world champ. Could you even imagine
yeah,
how much you're going to need for that?
yeah, yeah. Well, it could happen one day, Dom. You never know.
Yeah, I like your confidence.
So, what about finishing the Barclay? Is that your number one sporting dream or
That
backyard
I think, yeah,
ultra?
being able to finish the Barclay, I don't think you could get much better than that. Um, which is particularly why that podcast with Ehor we did was so great to be a part of.
Yeah,
Being able to just speak to him for that long. So I think yeah, winning. God, I couldn't even imagine winning the Barclay.
yeah,
But like as you know, I'm fortunate enough to have been out there for the full classic, so to get to experience a small part of it, it does make me kind of realize how elite these people are that go out and even complete one loop, let alone completing five.
yeah, for sure. The what about captaining England to World Cup victory in the soccer?
Oh, I think as a 39-year-old, I think my chances of a professional football soccer player are long gone. But to be honest, like anything like Barkley and Biggs backyard related would be an absolute dream. And as you say, you never do know, but you've got to properly dedicate dedicate yourself to it.
So let's talk a little bit more about Loop Till You Drop. I think that's what it's called, right? The most
Yes, yeah.
recent backyard when you were last one standing. Um, Now you mentioned the Barkley Fall Classic. You ran that this year, right?
Last year,
Last year. God, time goes
last year, yeah,
fast.
yeah, it does. Yeah, no, that was last year.
Well, and you ran really well at that. I mean, I remember you were really happy with the run and it looked tough and everything. So that must have helped, like with like transitioning into this new sphere.
Yeah, yeah, no, it definitely did get confidence. It's funny actually. It's something that didn't really think of before, but like Ian Bethune actually messaged me a while ago and said about it that confidence. is such a driver to success. And people say like you learn things from not doing well, but you actually learn things just as well from actually doing well and success. And I think that's something I've learned only kind of recently, which just then breeding confidence from that is it is amazing, really. Just the confidence you can get from actually achieving something and think, you know what, how much more can I actually push myself to?
Mm. I remember you had a good result in that. Was it a 12-hour race too? Like you did 119 Ks or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, that was the end of last year. That was a 12-hour track race, as you say. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was like 68 miles or something. It was, so yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
over 110 K.
And you came first.
Yes, yeah, yeah. That was yeah, obviously a good race. But yeah, that was on. Yeah, that was really good fun. It was one of those zigzag races as well, actually.
Right.
Um, I'm not rushing to go run back around a track for 12 hours continuous, but it was yeah, it was a good thing to get done to get a good 100K time.
Yeah. Over 100 Ks is. I remember I did a 12-hour race a couple months after, and I was trying to beat you. I was, but no, I didn't get close. Like you still did more by about 10 Ks or something. So
I imagine you weren't running around a track though, were you? There's not really many obstacles when you're doing that.
yeah, that you did have to watch where you put your feet. It was pretty. I did actually fall once, but no, but there weren't any excuses. There were no
I'm
excuses,
sure if you did a track race, I'm sure you could give me a run for my money. You've done
mate.
all right yourself in backyards over the last year or so, so you know, I'm sure you could.
I think you've got me covered, Dom.
Well, let's put it to the test.
Um, so you're coming to Sydney
Yes,
and you're
March, I'll
running.
be there.
I'm still standing.
Yeah, can't wait. Frothing, as you'd say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And will it be your race debut on Australian soil?
As a race, it will be. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. But you run a park run or before or something.
yeah, yeah. So I've done a couple of park runs around Sydney a few years ago. Um, but yeah, no other races.
Yeah.
And this one is it's not going there for the race as such. It's sort of like a family holiday, but there's just so happens to be a spare weekend. So, you know,
I thought you were coming over for the race, Dom.
don't tell the wife.
So when do you actually arrive in Australia? Which date? Because the race starts on the 14th, I think, at 9 a.m.
Okay. So we arrive on the Thursday night. I think we're due in Sydney at around about midnight.
Oh, that's all right.
So yeah, we'll be there Thursday night, Friday morning.
Oh,
See what the jet lag's like. But again, that'll also be good training to
yeah. Just
see how the backyard goes for that.
just sleep when. Don't try and adjust to the time zone before the race. Just sleep when you're tired, and
Yeah.
just make sure you're up at 9 a.m. ready to go.
Yeah. Well, we're staying quite nearby, which is good.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm interested to see, one of those with the time differences. I'm hoping that actually come the nightfall, I'll be quite awake because my body will probably still be on UK time.
Yeah, yeah. Last year it was actually the hottest Sydney night in history during that race, first night of that race.
Was it same time of year as well? I
Yeah.
guess like March. Okay.
You won't
Oh,
need to bring your felty hard nuts buff.
no, I just a vest, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But a couple of years ago, we were actually over in March as well, and I remember it being warm, but not crazy. So
Hmm.
unfortunately, we're gonna have about 6 months of cold here so I'm not really going to be acclimatized to the heat, but maybe I'll do a bit of specialist heat training just leading up to it.
Yeah. If you wear the that silky buff, that will keep you warm on your runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, actually. I can use that as part of my heat training. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so just say you reach 24 and you're feeling
hmm
awesome, and it's easily the best you've felt in a backyard ultra before. Like
hmm
you're not going to pull the plug, are you?
No chance. I really enjoyed that chat you had with Tim, actually, where you mentioned that. I can't
Yeah,
remember if that was on here or one of the weeklies or something where
yeah,
Tim made that prediction. He's like, I'll make two predictions. Dom's going to say he's going to pull out at 24, which I did. but he'll also run further. As soon as he said it, I was like, how does he know me so well?
um,
Yeah, I think
hey,
basically I just need to be done realistically by Sunday nightfall, which realistically, I'm going over there to have a good time. There's a lot of good people of obviously like know yourself, and then you've got likes of Clayton and that I know will be there.
yeah,
So I'm going there to really just have a good time, but also if I do feel good, then I will carry on.
yeah,
We do just have a trip that we need to do on the early hours of Monday morning, but yeah, we'll just come along, have fun, see what happens.
yeah. I got my plane tickets today.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
When are
yeah.
you arriving?
I'm going to be arriving on the Friday evening.
Excellent.
Um, so we should we'll catch up,
Yeah,
get something to eat, and then
sounds like a plan.
I'll be there in the morning to crew.
Brilliant. Can't wait.
Um, so tell me, John, what kind of things do you like being told by your crew when things are tough?
Suck it up and get out there and do another one.
Ooh,
Yeah,
you like the abusive approach.
yeah. Well, yeah, like a
What's
firm approach,
what's
shall we say?
what would be an example of something that's too abusive?
Oh, I've not found it out yet. I don't intend on finding out either. No, I think it's one of those like I think realistically, if you know somebody quite well, then I think you know kind of when they're done and when they're not.
Hmm.
Like say Christina, my wife's crewed me on well, actually on all of them I've done so far. And she kind of does know. She can kind of tell when I'm done, and she doesn't let on at all until after I am done. But
Yeah,
there are other times where she'll say, I've seen you before when you're done. You're not done.
yeah,
Go out and give me some more."
yeah,
So
yeah. When people say that to me as well, I actually like take note of how I'm feeling, and I just think, you're right. My body's
yeah,
actually not feeling too bad. It's all mental.
yeah. Which most of the time it is, isn't it? You're
Hmm.
kind of trying to find any excuse really. You think, oh, this hurts. This is a bit sore, or I could be at home and in bed in a few hours. I can stop and have a shower and have something nice to eat. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I kind of try to just stay as present as possible
Hmm.
because ultimately you think as soon as you're done, you're going to miss it and you're likely going to regret it if you just stop before you truly hit your limit. So I
Hmm.
always trying to think, you know what, if you have a bad loop, it happens. Just suck it up and get going. So if you're having continuous bad loop, bad loop, bad loop, and you're really not having a good time, then okay, fine. But
Hmm.
if it's just one or two, things change quickly, as you all know. You can have a couple of bad loops and then you could feel great again after that.
Hmm. So what if, like, for example, like you're doing it hard, and I said, "Come on," and I said something, "Come on, Dom, don't be a weak dog." Would that be too abusive?
I wouldn't say so, no.
All right,
No, that's fine. That's one you can tick. That's fine to be used on the day.
all right, all right. Hey, so let's talk about the UK Sat Champs team. Like,
Hmm.
what do you think will be the cutoff to make the UK team in 2026?
I think you're going to be 48 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will admit it has gone a bit higher than I expected it to so soon. And I know Lizzie did 50 at Rasselbock when I said to her, "There's no doubt for me, you're completely safe there with that number." But actually, it has gone up quite a lot. There's quite a lot of good performances. We've got um, even like Luke Slater, who you would know better than me. He's bashed out like a 50 something, didn't he? 52, 53.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Keith is the bottom. Did have a little look the other day. I think Keith Burge was bottom of the current list on 42. Then I think it jumps up quite a few after that.
Mm.
So it's
And
going to
you've
be a
got,
big year next year of races. So I think you're going to be 48 in a win might be what's needed really to get yourself on that list.
and all your silver ticket races are still to be run, yeah?
Yes, they're all next year.
Mm. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Like, so who are the runners you think can challenge Sarah Perry as the best in the land?
Well, there's no doubt she's the big outlier with what she's done recently. I'd like to see her with Matt Blackburn. and John Stocker fully firing. That'd be really good to see what they could do together.
Mm.
Um, and then Alex Sweet, as you know, is another
Yeah,
one who's, he got the assist to Sarah at the UK Sat Champs, and I think he could have done more. He had a bit of an unfortunate end there for
yeah, he
his
got
run.
lost, didn't he, or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was penultimate loop. He got lost, which he still completed on time, but I think he then stopped the loop afterwards, which is
Mm.
a real shame.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
because he was rattled. That's right. Yeah.
yeah, which I think he's one who can definitely go. He can definitely get into the 60s and beyond. And like Lizzie, I mentioned earlier as well, she's one that she's really leveled up from, which I think she's only done three backyards, but she's gone from like, I think around about 30 odds, and then Rattlebox she did 50.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
think, yeah, I think she's got a really good chance of doing quite well.
Yeah.
I could see her hitting. It's one of those, might be a bit of a stretch to say, but I think I could see her really challenging sort of in the top couple of women in backyards in the next couple of years.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So, I mean, you did say that you don't think you'll make the team, but is it still on your list of goals?
I would absolutely would love to, yeah, but I just don't see it happening, particularly for 2026. Kind of had a big year for backyards this year. I'll be doing I'm Still Standing in March, but it's so that's more of a bit of a social one. So who knows for 2028 possibly, but
Mm.
2026 I think realistically no.
Mm. Fair enough. But it's all about the summer spine next year, right?
Yeah, so that's my big challenge for next year. This year's been all about the backyards. Next year, I think just finishing the spine will be a successful year for me next year.
Yeah. So I've heard about this winter spine. Tell me all about the summer spine.
So it's the same course and route, just run in June rather than in January. So yeah, the winter spine is coming up actually in about 2 weeks' time over here. Um, yeah, the summer it's obviously you'll have longer days of light, um, more preferable weather. But yeah, completely run on the same course. So starts in Edale, finishes in Kirkyetholm, 268 miles across the spine of England.
Yeah. And how long do you think it will take?
So the cutoff is 6.5 days, and if I can do it a second under that, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
It's one just about finishing because
Yeah.
the furthest I've ever run before is the backyard win the other month, which is about half the distance. So
Mm.
I wanted a different challenge, something that isn't a backyard, something that's going to be an adventure, but
Yeah.
also really challenging, and that kind of ticks all those boxes.
Yeah. So is it the kind of race where you just keep going and don't stop, or do you actually stop and sleep, or what?
Yeah, so definitely will stop and sleep. I think there's about six or so checkpoints along the way where most of them you can stay in for up to 6 hours. So you're going to have to get some sleep on those. I don't think there's any way you can do that without sleep. They've also got quite an extensive kit list, so you can sleep out in the elements if you find suitable places to do so as well. So yeah, sleep's going to be a key strategy to getting this one done.
Mm.
Which also the last backyard gave me a bit of confidence of because that was actually the first time I've ever managed to sleep during a backyard, which I hadn't done before. So
Yeah.
that's something I feel like even if it's just two 10-minute power naps, that's something I've managed to do now that hopefully gives me confidence that I can do so for the summer spine as well.
Yeah, unreal. So, is there anyone else from Backyard Land I may have heard of who's running in it, or you're not too sure?
So the summer one I'm doing, there's a guy called Adrian. You might know he won the Gosfield backyard this year.
Right.
He's somebody who I think we could see on the UK Sat Champ team next year as well if he wants to do another backyard. So I know he's doing the summer one. Otherwise, there isn't there isn't for the summer one that I'm aware of, but I know the winter one in a few weeks. There's quite a few people you might know doing it.
Oh yeah.
So Kevin Munt,
Oh yeah.
if you
Yeah.
remember from Suffolk, so he's
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
And then we got a mate of mine called Kingsley, who's done the spine before and has also run it at Suffolk quite a few years. He's doing it. Um, and then we've got from the Team England, there's Phil Marshall and Andy Wilson. Um, both of those are doing it as well.
Yeah. Awesome. Did you know that Kevin Munt was a 10-pound pom?
You'll have to tell me what that is.
I didn't even know what it was until he told me he was one. Like apparently, like when you were from the UK, you were allowed to like immigrate to Australia and for
Right.
£10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he came over when he was like 5 for a few years and then went back.
Oh, cool.
Mm.
Nice. No, he's a really nice bloke and a really bloody good runner as well.
Yeah, and
His
his
performance at Suffolk this year was incredible.
his Lizzie's main crew chief.
Yeah. So actually, I met him at Rasselbock this year when he was crewing for Lizzie when she did her 50, and then she reciprocated in June at Suffolk where she was then crewing for him. Because I ended up spending quite a few loops with him because he was one of the slower runners there. And towards the end, I was really struggling myself for motivation and was coming in quite slow. So me and Kevin actually spent quite a bit of time together on a few loops and kept each other company and kept each other going. So yeah, that's really good.
Um, so what would you say is the one area where you have the most room to improve in the backyard game?
Um, Improve. So I think something to build upon, I'd say, would be belief. Um, because I feel like it really did come into play at the Luke 2 job in that there was the best I felt. And I really did have the belief that, you know what, I was like, I'm going to get a PB and I'm going to win this no matter what happens. And things just went on so well from there that I was fully prepared to go on longer and longer. Um, so while I feel like I've already got that, I haven't truly put it to the test because the race did stop a bit earlier than I thought.
Mm,
But having more belief in myself, I think, would be something to work on. Because I think before I have kind of wanted to get to 24 so much that I'm kind of like, you know what, 24, 25, 26, that's decent. I'm happy with that.
mm.
And then you stop. Well,
Yeah,
actually, you know what, have a bit more confidence that you're not going to do yourself any real damage. You're going to know if you are, you can push out one more, then one more.
yeah, for sure. Um, did you listen to the podcast I did with the awards,
Yes, I did.
Runner of the Year, and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah,
I
I
want to
did.
run, I want to run my categories with you.
You could have given me a bit of a heads up on that. I could just do the full gore for everyone.
Well,
Sure, go for it.
all right. Backyard Ultra Runner of the Year.
It has to be Phil, doesn't it? You can't say anything but Phil. Um, I think actually when you did this, I did speak to you afterwards and said if there was one for like the inspirational performance, I would have said Sam Harvey. Because from his performance at Dead Cow Gully, to see someone do what he did was incredible. To see someone fully locked in and determined to leave absolutely everything out there. But from a runner of the year, you can't look past Phil.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely the best year any backyard ultra runner's ever had.
Yeah,
Broken the world record and won individual world championships. World
yeah,
champions, so
yeah. You can't look beyond that.
yeah,
It's too good. He's so committed and so dialed in to the format.
yeah, he loves it. He absolutely loves it. What about the performance of the year?
So putting Phil aside, even though winning it and setting a world record, I'd say for me it's two. So it'd be a bit of UK bias, but Sarah Perry with the new UK record and new female record, and then Hendrick getting his 100, both of those at Bigs. I'll put them on a level playing field in terms of performance of the year.
Yeah. Have you heard from Hendrick since his 100?
Yeah, so we exchanged a few messages with him, yeah, just to sort of say well done. And he did mention that he listened to the podcast we did with Ehor, so he said he didn't want to let us down by getting to 100, and he certainly delivered on that.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. It was an amazing stat. Like he did 100 yards, and he didn't finish any of those yards first or any of those yards last.
Okay, what does that mean?
Ah,
But no, that's an interesting stat, isn't it?
yeah, I don't think
Um,
anyone else who's ever run 100 yards. would ever have done that before.
Now, I suppose you think out of that many, there's going to be 1 yard where you've come in ahead of everyone else, or you've come in last. Because I
Yeah,
know there were a few that did come in quite close to the wire, wasn't there? There was quite a few that were sort of 58, 59 minutes.
yeah. And those were usually with others. Like I don't remember him running any slow loops and seeing him coming in on his own.
No, that's true. There was always kind of little packs of them, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And I suppose with that many, like the quantity of runners there were still going, I guess it makes sense that you've got Phil who was dialed in doing his fast loops, and you're always going to have he's well, 3 of every 4, he's going to probably be coming in first or thereabouts.
Mm. Um, Race of the year.
Race of the year. Um, so I can't pick my own, so I won't pick that one. The loop two you drop. I think we we've got to go for an observer for somebody like myself. I've got to go for Dead Cow Gully, just from the the content that was put out and the 5 days of insanity that you gave everybody who was watching along. Like I did enjoy the Bigs coverage, but Dead Cow Gully was another level.
Yeah, yeah. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, we could tell. We could all tell you had fun with that one. But no,
I
you did
was,
a really good job with it. And I think for
yeah.
following along event, that was really enjoyable.
Mm, yeah, I got pretty sick after. I took me ages to recover after that. I got really sick, but it was
I'm not
worth it.
surprised. I mean, you were awake for pretty much the whole time, right?
Yeah,
It's just the last day you handed off for a few hours, but you
mm.
were on that. Every time I looked, you were there. Every time I tuned in.
Did you watch any of the race in Australia, King of the Hill? It was live streamed on YouTube, the whole race. It was like a
No, when was that one? Was that a recent one?
yeah, just a couple months ago. It's like a 4.2 kilometer course, but a massive
Okay,
hill. And
okay,
I think the elevation is like two, maybe 300 meters per loop or something like that. But
okay, for a 4K loop.
yeah,
Okay, that's quite savage, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was good coverage as well. That's what
And did
that's
they have
what
like a commentator as well?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I think that's the way forward.
yeah, me too. You just need to have like rotation so you don't
Yeah,
have anyone losing their mind during it.
yeah, which is what worked out quite well for Biggs, wasn't it? With the guys and girls they had there doing that.
Mm.
I think it worked quite nicely.
They had it down pretty good. Um, Story of the year.
So story, I think maybe Hendrick again. Don't want to kind of repeat them, but also from a storytelling point of view, and if you think making a doco as you guys love over there, that would be a great story arc, right? From 2 years ago with
Yeah,
what happened there into how he's then got his redemption.
yeah.
That'd be a great story to see
Oh,
in
yeah.
a sort of documentary.
Not even better than a documentary, but like a movie.
Yeah,
Like a like like a sports movie. Like
yeah.
you'd have to get someone good looking to play Hendrick, that's for sure.
Just I've drafted him in himself. I'm sure he'll do
Yeah.
it.
um, Backyard Ultra Doco of the year.
There's only one, isn't there? There's only one it could possibly be.
Yeah.
Hard nuts. If you've not seen it, check it out. No,
Yeah.
genuinely that was a very good watch actually.
Yeah, thanks. I put my heart and soul into that.
Yeah, no, it's really well done. It's good to kind of see the build up as well,
Mm,
sort of seeing you going through your training. No, it was an enjoyable watch.
mm. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I'm going to do another one this year for my build up to Two Rivers.
Yeah, yeah, you got a couple next year, haven't you? So
Yeah,
you're just doing two.
yeah. That's the plan so far, but there's always new ones popping up, and some of them are free, and some of them aren't too
Yeah.
far away. So,
Yeah, I
it,
heard that. Was it a podcast you did with someone recently saying that there's that one that popped up that's going to be completely free entry? That's
yeah,
quite an interesting approach to it.
yeah. Apparently, the council's chipping in. Falls Creek, which is like where it snows in Australia.
Right. Okay.
So it's like a ski lodge, kind of a ski town.
Okay.
That's why there's elevation and stuff like that.
You tempted by that one yourself?
If I wasn't working, I would be. Yeah, I'm working on New Year's Eve.
Ah, okay. Is that when it is on New Year's Eve? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it starts at I think 5 in the afternoon, and so people run into the new year.
Yeah, that's cool. It's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Runners to watch in 2026.
Uh, Runners to watch. I'll go. I'll say Lizzie Gatherer. I think she's one who's definitely ready to hit that next level. I mean, 50 is already an incredible level, but over here, I think she'll definitely be one to watch. Um, and you've got the obvious ones, but I'm trying to think more sort of left field, really.
Like, do you have
Alex as
any?
well. Alex is one.
Yeah,
I think he could have a very good year. He doesn't do an awful lot of backyards. I think he's only done three,
yeah.
but
Well, he hasn't done one since
you know,
Sat Champs.
no, he hasn't, has he? I wonder. I thought possibly he might be doing Rasselbach again in March. I think they're going to try and get as many of the UK Sat Champs likely runners over for that.
Yeah,
Um, so hopefully he'll do that one. But I think he's one to watch for this year, particularly over here.
for sure. I'm just going to fill up my water thing, but what are your predictions for 2026?
Okay, predictions. So I think we will see a new world record, and we'll probably see that before the Sat Champs. So I think at the Legends backyard in Belgium, I think with the amount of quality runners they're going to have there, I'd actually be surprised if we don't see a world record there.
Yeah, well, mentioned the same thing when I spoke to him last, and the field sounds incredible.
Yeah, I don't know the full ins and outs on it. I know there's just a thing that's gone around where there's going to be about half a dozen or so of them that have done 100 plus. Um,
Yeah.
and I know another one of my mates who actually is another one to watch for next year, like Jan, guy who won Suffolk, another one to watch. I know he's going over there for it as well, with
Oh,
his goal being to qualify for the Belgian team.
yeah.
Um, so I mean, it'd be quite some level up for him to do 100 yards, but I don't really see any reason why not.
Mm,
He's one of those people like Lizzie that's got an incredible self-belief, which they deliver on.
mm.
So it'd be interesting to see what he can do there with the likes of Lukash, I know, and then you've got, I think Marin and Evo are both doing it.
Yeah, and Frank the
Um,
Tank might be back too.
oh, that would be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not done one for quite a while, has he?
Yeah, not since he did 110 at the Sat Champs.
Yeah, I'd love to see him back.
Yeah.
He's one of
Um,
the good characters of Backyard as well, isn't he?
oh, he sure is. What about Sarah Perry? Is there any chatter that she might be heading across?
I don't know, not that I've heard. Um, so I know they were talking about trying to get some of the UK runners over for Rasselbach in March, which I know is the end of March. So I don't know if she is part of that or not. If so, that might be a bit too close to Legends in April.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. Have you heard something there that she might be?
No, I think people are just saying it would be if she wants to break 100, it
Hmm.
might be a good opportunity because there's not
Yep.
going to be many fields like this for a long time, unless she wants to
True.
fly to Australia and run at Dead Cow Gully or something like that in a Masters year. They're
Yeah,
rare races, these types of races.
that's a good point. Yeah, I think. Yeah, why not? Wouldn't be surprised if you get a few people like that, maybe that are thinking, you know what, I've got a real crack at 100, and that they would go. So
Yeah.
no, I've not heard anything, but that's not a bad shout.
Mm.
If that's one of her goals, then why not?
I would love to see Lukacs bounce back after Biggs.
Yeah, same. He was one. I think when we did our preview, I kind of tipped for the win there, Biggs, which obviously unfortunate with what happened to him. But I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him snatch that record back in April.
Yeah. Yeah, that Biggs. Have we talked about Biggs yet? Because that was some race.
That was another great watch along, wasn't it? And a lot of stories within it. Have you seen actually the little snippets they released?
Oh, I've seen bits and pieces. I haven't like I should actually watch them all from
Yeah, they're
beginning.
really good. They're good
Yeah,
sort of refreshers of, what's happened sort of within these 10 loop blocks.
yeah, it's a good idea. I would prefer just to see, just to sit down and watch them all in one though, just like a just one video.
Yeah.
Um, they, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
it's a
that's
good watch. I'd recommend it.
on YouTube. Hey,
Yeah. Yeah, on the backyard, Big's backyard page.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
check it out.
lots of little stories in there.
Mm. Yeah, things like it because it's such a long race. Like you miss things as well. Like you can't see everything, so there would definitely be stuff in there that I haven't seen. I reckon.
Yeah, same. Like I felt like I was pretty glued to it, but even watching back these videos, quite a lot of it obviously hadn't seen from things going on while it's nighttime over here, missing it when it went on over there. So it's a good little refresher.
Hmm. Do you have much interest in like these big non-bigs affiliated races like Nick Bear's Go One More Ultra? Like, do you have much interest in them, or are you more a traditionalist?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really have any interest in them if they're not Bigs affiliated, which might be, like you say, me being a bit of a traditionalist, but for me, like Bigs is the pinnacle. And if it's not a race that's affiliated with Bigs and can get you there, I don't really care about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's all, it's good maybe for the sport, as I heard you say, with getting some other people into it. But no, I'm just a traditionalist. I like the thought of Bigs being like, being the world championship and the main go-to.
Hmm.
That for me, that's it.
Yeah.
Biggs in Bullbuckle, Tennessee is the world championships.
Yeah.
I'm only really interested in the races that involve people, with their potential to get there or to qualify for their nation's sat champs.
Hmm. I think that if there ever is big money up for grabs in the backyard ultra world, I think it will come from races like Go One More. I think they're the ones who will be driving the money side of things. I think that's how the money
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, you're probably right there, aren't you? Because it's more of sort of an influencery type background possibly to it and more interest to sponsors to give money.
Mm.
Um, but I know there's a bit more of that around these days. Wasn't there one in Oz recently that had a sort of a money for the winner and then also for the first place of the other gender as well?
Yeah, that was the one in
There's a few bits.
Tasmania. There's a few
Yeah.
around. They don't they don't advertise it like they used to because it's not as a new thing. So I think there's a few more other none spring to mind apart from the Tasmania one. But Sydney's did it once, Dead Cow Gully did it once. I think some other races give like $500 here and there, but
Yeah, that's what happens here typically. I know Suffolk do that.
yeah. Like, so do you think that well, with as far as money goes, do you reckon that the individual backyard ultra world championships should have some dough up for grabs?
I think it all depends on the money that's being made up front, really, like by the organisers. If Laz is making a lot of money out of it, then I'm sure he would give some for prize money. But I don't think, like most race organisations will tell you that they're not really making a lot of money unless you're, one of the big ones. So I mean, if Laz all of a sudden gets some great sponsorship deal, I'm sure he would offer up prize money to the winner.
Mm,
Otherwise, I don't think many are in it for the money. I mean, you wouldn't be, would you? And if you said yourself for a backyard, you've got, I don't know, you could get prize money for being the assist in a backyard, or you could just get prestige of winning one. You're going to go for that win, aren't you?
mm.
I
I
don't think
guess
anyone's going to be running a backyard for prize money.
well, I guess it depends how much the prize money is.
Well, yeah, true.
Like,
But with how
if
much is being
it's
offered out on these backyards, I don't know, a couple of grand tops.
yeah. Well, like, I mean, I might be naive, but like, what if every Bigs affiliated backyard ultra run, $1 from each runner goes into like the Bigs kitty, and
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
I mean, I think
That's
that's a
the amount of
good.
races there are.
Yeah, I think that's a good starting point as far as ideas go. Sure,
Yeah,
there's probably a better model, but I think that's a good starting point.
yeah, that's not bad. You think with the amount of affiliated races there are, was it something recently they said there was about 600?
Yeah, they would. Yeah, there's heaps. There's like 10 every weekend at least.
Yeah. So if you say there's like 600 races, I don't know what the average participation is going to be,
Mm.
but nearly 100. It's quite a bit of money there, isn't it?
Is that
60 grand.
60,000? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
and yeah, having big money up for grabs is a good advertisement for sponsorship too, I think. Like I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
then more sponsors will get on board if they hear there's a big cash prize at the end too. So
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it will put more eyes on the sport.
hmm. Um now, Dom, I've got a question for you. What are your three backyard ultra tips?
Oh man, I feel like I've made it now. Backyard ultra tips. Wow. Okay. Again, you kind of want to try and go a bit different to what's gone on before, but the first one I would say that I think most importantly for me, have fun. Everybody wants to go out and do their best, and they'll have, they want to get the win or they want certain targets, goals to hit, but ultimately just go out there and have fun with it. Chat to people, um, you know, find out their stories and just have fun with it. Yeah, because ultimately when it's done, you'll miss it. You'll think, oh, I'd love to be out there running it again. So just embrace it while you're there. Um, I think there's one like I think we've spoken about before. If not, I definitely mentioned it to you, just like when we've spoken privately. At the loop 2 you drop, there was that lady there called Teresa who on one of the loops, she was like, "Oh, I'm listening to your podcast with Pate now." It's like, "Oh, brilliant." We had a little chat with her. A few loops later, she was struggling, so I ended up just doing a few loops with her, of which one of her final loop she actually did in like 59:59. So she got back in, literally collapsed in the corral as the next loop started.
Yeah.
And you think, wow, like if she hadn't just said to me, "Oh, I was listening to that podcast," might not have ever got chatting to her. And that was like one of the highlights of
Hmm.
my race there. So just have fun with it, speak to people, learn their stories, why they're doing it.
Yeah. But that's number one.
Number one. Number two, nutrition.
Yeah.
Again, seems so obvious, but really play around with it and see what works best for you. Um, have certain foods. I know from your podcast, listen to Phil. I've now chocolate milk and cocoa pops is a staple of my backyard.
Ah,
Lots of good fiber and calories in that. Easy to get down. Precision hydration carb chews, I absolutely love. I take them out on loops with me. Always, I found that has helped that if you don't get time after a loop, if you're particularly close on time, always have some nutrition on you. There's like a just in case, so you're never really caught out. Because as you may well know, nutrition point of view, if you get if you fall behind on it, it's very difficult to catch up. So find what works best for you. Have little treat things almost as well. So you hit certain milestones and you think, right, in a couple of hours, I'm going to have this or have that. Gives you something to focus your mind on. So,
Um,
yeah.
how are you going to manage your like nutrition that I'm still standing? Like considering like you're traveling.
So I'll bring some over. So like some electrolytes and some of those precision hydration chews. Otherwise, I'll buy some stuff when I'm out there. Buy me some of those caramello koalas. Love those things. Some of them. I
Yeah.
know you've said about some jelly snakes you have over there as well.
Alan
Um,
makes alive. They're pretty good.
yeah. So I
Nice
think we'll be all right.
and
I'll
chewy.
do what's that? Sorry.
Nice and chewy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, things like that I think will work. And then get some fresh fruit and things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
There'll be
like watermelon, particularly when it's really hot. I love watermelon on a backyard.
yeah,
So,
nothing better. There is nothing better. Okay, so that's two.
yeah. So the last one, I'd I'd say yard times. Don't be too strict on the yard times and plans and goals for that. I've had it before personally where I've tried to do right, always be like, right, I have to do a yard time in like 48 minutes, say, come in, and then you're almost just twiddling your thumbs sometimes, and you're thinking, well, there wasn't really a need for that.
Mm.
So, one thing actually I saw Jan do at Suffolk this year was the first two loops he did was about 58, 59 minutes. He just walked most of the course, which is then something I've done a few times myself since, where you know what you can do to do a loop in sort of 59 minutes. So you know you can pretty much power walk most of the course. To do that early on gives you kind of a bit of confidence to know what you can do to get it done.
Yeah.
And then also try and throw in a fast loop. So the loop two drop one I did had a couple of loops that were like 38, 39 minutes where I'd come in and with a view to having a nap. And then I'd have some other loops where it would be 58 minutes because I'd take some nutrition out on the course with me. It was cold, so I didn't really want to be sat in camp for too long and stiffen up. So just keep the legs ticking over. Didn't have a chance to get too cold. Eat on the go, drink on the go. So kind of just, work around the conditions and the course to add a bit of variety to the times you're putting out there.
Mm. Awesome. And here's a question that I don't ask very often. What's the biggest mistake you've ever made in a backyard ultra?
Biggest mistake I've ever made. Um, um, I suppose one I could think of, I wouldn't necessarily, well, I would say it was a mistake because I didn't deal with it properly. But at Rasselbock this year, not dealing with issues as they arise, I'd say. So I've had it before a few times with like blisters and things, which have been a bit of a pain, but I've carried on. But at Rasselbock actually this year, I noticed some chafing developing, and I just forgot to do anything about it. Like the whole time you're out on the loop, you think, oh, this is painful. You get back in and sit down, and it doesn't feel as bad. And then as soon as you start the next loop, you think, oh man. And ultimately, that's what stopped my race there. Like it was just extremely painful. So I
I
think you kind of need to be more aware of actually, no, you know what, I come in, I have to sort that out.
I remember watching the live stream and seeing you crossing the line towards the end, and it looked like you needed to go to the toilet.
I think I was just trying to make it as less painful as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
it's funny those things just play on your mind, don't you? Don't they? When you're running, you get these issues and you think, oh God, this could end my race, and then you think, right, as awkward as it can be, you have to sort it out.
yeah,
You have to
well,
sort it out there and then.
yeah, because when those things come, those unexpected things, you need to have a plan for them because otherwise, you just bloody hell, what do you do? But the other thing
Mhm.
is, sometimes these things will happen when you've got three things that you're trying to remember that you need to tell your crew next time you're
Exactly.
running. Like you might need to tell them something, who knows what it is, and then you forget. Adding something to that list of things, just like it throws a spanner in the works.
It does, but that's all part of the fun, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Adapting. And yeah, I mean, in those situations, normally I'm quite good in that I'll take my phone out with me on most loops. So I will just like message my wife and just sort of say, right, coming in on this loop, I'll need this, this, and this, please. And it'll more often than not, it will be there ready,
yeah.
ready to go. So keep
But
an eye
not,
on your phone. I'm still standing.
that's a good, yeah, yeah, I will. Yeah, because often I've never done that, and often like I'll be halfway through a loop, I'll think of something, and then I'll have forgotten it by the time I get back.
And then you remember on the next loop and you think, oh, I
Yeah,
would have loved that now.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I think it's worthwhile doing. Like when stuff comes to mind.
yeah,
I mean, more often than not, I do try and take my phone with me because, as much as I say I love chatting with people on loops, there's something quite nice about the night loops sometimes where you stick an album on or something and you just pop your earphones in and go into your own world for
yeah,
50 odd minutes and just grind out some of those dark night loops.
yeah. I know what you mean.
Yep.
Broken cog.
Yeah, I've had a bit of that.
Well, thanks for coming on, Dom.
Well,
Um,
thanks for having me on. It's good.
and
Always a pleasure to chat with you, good self.
yeah, I've loved it. And not long till we meet in the flesh.
Yeah, what is it? 2.5 months? Not even.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't. I'm actually really excited. Really excited.
Oh, same, same. I can't wait. It's going to be really fun to get the Aussie backyard experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys certainly seem to know how to put on a good event, so I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to it and meeting all of the backyard ultra run club gang as well.
Oh, yeah, they'll be frothing. They will be absolutely frothing.
Yeah, I spoke to Clayton. I've ordered a t-shirt, so he's got a t-shirt there ready waiting for me when I get there too.
Oh, awesome.
So with
For
your
Luke
swag as
Paul.
well, I'll look the part.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, I'll speak to you. I'll see you in March.
Yeah, see you in March. Cheers, mate. See ya.